students, welcome to the online classes presented by Ch10 Global School, and I'm Mr. Faruk Shaikh, and today I'm going to teach you social science subject standard 10, chapter 10, first part, the Indian agriculture. Okay, as a mark, this chapter is very important, students. Okay, from this chapter approximately that 5 marks question will be asked, 1 marks map will be asked from this chapter, and also short note will be asked. Okay, so you have to prepare from this chapter maps properly. Okay, I will also send you in the PDF form all the maps, okay, of these agriculture, different states of the India, and also that crops are grown in the Gujarat, that is two, and what is the type of the soil is suitable for the different types of the crops and the grains, pulses, etc. Okay, so students, let us start our 10th chapter, first part, Indian agriculture. Okay, so here is the 10th lesson is the Indian agriculture. So since ancient time, agriculture has remained a prime economic activity of most of the people in India. Ancient time यानी कि प्राचीन समय से ही एग्रीकल्चर जो खेती है वो सभी लोगों के फॉर ऑल मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल ऑफ इंडिया, यानी कि ज़्यादातर लोगों का खेती वो मेन ऑक्यूपेशन, मेन व्यवसाय था, मेन एक्टिविटी, इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटी मीन्स टू अर्न समथिंग. Okay, even today also main सपोर्ट ऑफ द इंडियन इकोनॉमी इज़ एग्रीकल्चर. और आज भी इंडियन इकोनॉमी का जो सबसे ज़्यादा सपोर्ट किसी से मिलता है तो दैट इज़ अ एग्रीकल्चर. एग्रीकल्चर इज़ एन इम्पोर्टेंट रिसोर्स of India, and about 60% of the labor power is engaged in agriculture. The total labor power of India, that 60%, that labor power is engaged in the agriculture. Besides supplying food of the people of India, the raw material for many industries also come from the agriculture. बहुत ज़्यादा एग्रीकल्चर जो है रॉ मटेरियल से इंडस्ट्रीज, कंपनीज, मिल्स, फैक्ट्रीज के लिए वो भी एग्रीकल्चर से ही आता है. एग्रीकल्चर ऑक्यूपाइज अबाउट 22nd, ओके, 22% ऑफ द नेशनल प्रोडक्ट, यानी कि जो हमारे राष्ट्र की जितना भी प्रोडक्ट उत्पादन होता है वो एग्रीकल्चर में होता है. Crops and other farm products hold about 18% contribution in the export, which on huge foreign exchange. Okay, and as a point of view and as a economic balance, that foreign currency is the most important. Okay, and we also get 18% of the foreign exchange by exporting the agriculture products. Okay, in India economy is mainly depend on agriculture, thus India is a agrarian country. ओके, और इंडिया के जितने भी लोग हैं मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल्स आर एंगेज्ड इन एग्रीकल्चर. सो दैट इज वाई वी कैन सी दैट इंडिया इज़ अ एग्रेरियन कंट्री, यानी कि इंडिया वो कृषि प्रधान यानी कि खेती प्रधान देश है. मीन्स दैट फार्मिंग और द एग्रीकल्चर इज़ द मेन ऑक्यूपेशन ऑफ इंडियन पीपल. ओके, now second paragraph. So in most of the areas in India, two or more crops annually can be taken due to the factors like a fertile plains, favorable climate for round the year cultivation, irrigation, skilled and hardworking farmer, etc. So there are the many of the possibilities, okay, to take a crops in a year two time. Okay, that annually two time that we can take a crops in India, because the the factors like a fertile plains, जो मैदान है, जो plains है, बहुत ज़्यादा fertile है. Okay, which are created due to the alluvial soil. Favorable climate, and the climate is also the very favorable. Okay, there are in India we experience three seasons: summer, monsoon, and the winter. Okay, so according to these different seasons we can grow the different types of the crops. Then even the progress is in the field of agriculture is not sufficient. But as we see the point of the view of the progress, development, so in the agriculture farmers are now poor. Most of the farmers are poor. Okay, why? Because there is a no they get any production or they didn't get any progress. Okay, so now in India that farming is a very backward occupation. सबसे अगर पिछड़ा हुआ कोई व्यवसाय है इंडिया में आज के टाइम में तो फार्मिंग कहते हैं. या हु पीपल हु हैज़ द लॉट्स ऑफ लैंड्स एंड ऑल्सो द फैसिलिटी ऑफ द वाटर सप्लाई एंड ऑल, they are doing very good, very well. But the farmer who are just only depend on the rain water, their condition is very worst in India. Okay, so that is why we should have to, that government should have to think about that people. Then the Indian farmers are generally poor and uneducated. This is the point. तो इंडिया के जो फार्मर्स हैं ना वो बहुत गरीब हैं और अनएजुकेटेड. अब गरीब होने की वजह से वो अच्छे से सीड्स, ओके, फर्टिलाइजर्स, different different types of the machines, okay, they can't buy this. And also they are uneducated. Because of the uneducation, because of the illiterate, even they don't know about the real methods and the modern methods of the agriculture. Okay, so the agriculture production in India is much less compared to the world due to the reason like inadequate facilities of irrigation. Okay, now most of the people are engaged in the agriculture, but the production, the agriculture production in India is a less compared to the world's. दुनिया के कंपैरिजन में इंडिया का जो प्रोडक्शन एग्रीकल्चर वो बहुत कम है. ओके, तो द रीज़न इंडिकेट फैसिलिटीज़ ऑफ इरिगेशन, यानी कि जो इरिगेशन, जो पानी खेती में देने की जो फैसिलिटी है वो बहुत कम है. Okay, irregular and uncertainty of rain. Now the rain, okay, now you have seen in this monsoon that many of the crops which are already grown and coming going to the mature, okay, right, because of the heavy rain they all are decay, वो सब सड़ गए. What is it? Uncertainty of rain. Irregular, यानी कि जब रेन जरूर होती है तब नहीं आता. ओके, और जब जरूर नहीं होती तो बहुत ज़्यादा आता है. दिस कॉल्ड द इरेगुलर रेन. मोर पॉपुलेशन, पॉपुलेशन आबादी बहुत ज़्यादा है. लार्ज फैमिली, स्मॉलर फार्म्स. अब देर इज़ ओनली द वन farm is there. Okay, and in this farm there is a 4 or 5 brothers are there and they all wanted to do agricultural activity in that farm. What will be the happen? Okay, at first sight then we say they are all are engaged in the agriculture, but they are not doing that more productions. What they will get at the end of the, when these crops are grown, okay, when they ripe and they harvest this, how they can divide? They will get nothing. Okay, so there is the larger family and the small farms. No interest in experimentation. अभी लोगों को experiment करने में agriculture में they are not interested, because if they will do experiment in the agriculture, what they will eat? Okay, their whole year is depend on their agriculture production, on the agriculture grains, in the once in a time, once in a year what they have grown, पूरा साल उसमें से उनको खाना खाना है. So if they will do experiment and they are not successful, then what? The situation will become more worse then. So that is the reason. So less usage of chemical fertilizer, modern machinery and the scientific approach of cultivation, educated mass opting away from agriculture, the so-called lower status for agriculture in the society. Okay, in the society जो agriculture उसका status बहुत ही छोटा है. The people are thinking that agriculture is a very backward occupation. Okay, and there is also the people who are educated, they are not engaged in agriculture. There is also the less use of the chemical fertilizer, modern machinery and the scientific approach for cultivation. यानी कि साइंटिफिकली कैसे क्रॉप्स को ग्रो कर सकते हैं, they don't have this kind of approach, they have not the knowledge. Okay, an educated mass opting away from agriculture. And who people who are educated, the young who are educated, they are going away, they are doing different types of the occupation, they are doing the business, but they are not engaged in the agriculture. And that is the why it is so called that lower status for agriculture in the society. सोसाइटी में एग्रीकल्चर है वो बहुत ही लोअर स्टेटस उसको माना जाता है. Second, now the different types of the farming. Okay, that farming has the different types are there. Let us see that which types of the farmings that in India we are adopted. So the socio-economic condition of people of India, administrative policy and the entire Indian economy associated with agriculture. Farming types are classified according to the irrigation method, farm output and economic return. Okay, so this is the farming types are classified according to the irrigation method, यानी कि किस तरह से पानी दिया जाता है. What is the farm output, यानी कि खेती में से उनको क्या प्रोडक्शन मिलता है. एंड व्हाट इज द इकोनॉमिक रिटर्न, यानी कि उसको इकोनॉमिकली कितना बेनिफिट्स होता है. दिस आर द reasons for the classified the farming. So here we can see subsistence farming. Let us see the first subsistence farming. Okay, first is the subsistence farming, then dry farming. Okay, so today we are going to learn about these two, subsistence farming and the dry farming. So let us see first subsistence farming. So after independence, many agricultural development projects are implemented. आज़ादी के बाद after the 1947, many of the agriculture products, okay, 5 years agreement, okay, 5 years planning, पंचवर्षीय योजना, that many plannings were implemented. Yet the economic condition of Indian farmer is very weak even today. फिर भी आज भी जो इंडियन फार्मर है, जो इंडियन किसान, इंडियन खेडूत है, उनकी कंडीशन आज भी बहुत ही पुअर है, बहुत ही वर्स्ट है. ओके, द कॉस्टली सीड, fertilizer, and the use of insecticides are not affordable in smaller farm holdings. जो छोटे खेडूत है उनके लिए दिस कॉस्टली सीड्स, फर्टिलाइजर और इंसेक्टिसाइड्स, पेस्टिसाइड्स, दे कांट अफोर्ड. उनके पास इतने पैसे ही नहीं है ना, सो हाउ दे कैन बाय दिस ऑल. Okay, they can't affordable for smaller farm holding. The farm production is just sufficient for his family, is consumed in the maintenance of the family. So what is the production they obtain from this farm? It is just only for the consumed in the maintenance of the family, यानी कि family का जो खाने का है, okay, what they have to eat during a year, so this is for the consumers. ओके, इसीलिए वो फार्म करते हैं. दे आर नॉट गेटिंग एनी बेनिफिट, दे कांट सेल. इफ दे विल सेल द grains, so what they will eat? Okay, so they are doing this farming sufficient enough for his family and the consume in the maintenance of the family. So this is called subsistence farming. So even today Indian agriculture is considered to be an activity for life maintenance only, for life maintenance only, यानी कि खाना खाने के लिए रोजगार, दैट इज़ ओनली. दे आर नॉट गेटिंग एनी बेनिफिट्स. उनको इसमें से कोई बेनिफिट, कोई नफ़ा, कोई प्रॉफिट नहीं लेना है. दे आर डूइंग जस्ट ओनली फॉर देयर ईटिंग, फॉर देयर फूड, और फॉर फीड देयर फैमिली. ओके, दिस इज द मेन रीज़न दैट subsistence farming. This is the first type of farming. Second, dry farming. Dry, when heard the word dry, means sukha. So how that dry farming? So let us see. So where the rainfall is inadequate, irrigation facility are less, rain water, rainfall बहुत ही कम होता है या irregular है, और the irrigation facilities are less, tube well, canals, river, ponds, these irrigation facilities are very less, बहुत ही कम है. that farming is depend only on rain. तो ऐसी जगह पे फार्मिंग किस पे डिपेंड होती है? सिर्फ रेन पे, यानी कि जब बारिश होगी तब किसान खेती करेगा उस पर. सो ओनली वन क्रॉप इज टेकन थ्रू द ह्यूमिडिटी अक्यूमुलेटेड विथ इन द लैंड. ओके, in these types of situation, in these types of the region, there is only one crops taken, okay, through the humidity accumulated within the land. यानी कि ह्यूमिडिटी जब आती है, when the grain is fall and the when the land get the humid, okay, so only one crop can be taken. This is known as dry farming. और इसे क्या कहा जाता है? It is called the dry farming. Crops like ज्वार, millet and pulses which require less water are grown here. Okay, ज्वार, millet and pulses which require less water are grown here. यानी कि जिसमें से कम पानी, जिसको कम पानी जो क्रॉप्स को चाहिए, that types of the crops are grown here. In Gujarat, wheat and gram are grown in the humid soils after the monsoon is over. और हमारे गुजरात में that wheat and grams mean चने, okay, grown in the humid soils after the monsoon is over. यानी कि जब बारिश ख़त्म हो जाती है उसके बाद में गेहूँ या चने की खेती की जाती है in the Gujarat. This is called the dry farming. And the what types of the crops are taken in the dry farming? The jowar, millet, pulses which require less water, and in Gujarat that wheat and grams also grown in the humid soil after the monsoon is over. Okay, so the dry farming is taken the region, the area where the rainfall is the inadequate, irrigation facilities are very less. Third is the wet farming. What is called third? It is a wet farming. Fourth is the shifting or the zoom agriculture. Okay, this is the done in the forest region. And the fifth is a plantation agriculture. Plant. Okay, plants are going to called the plantation agriculture. So the wet farming, wheat farming, shifting zoom agriculture, and the plantation agriculture. Let us see first the wheat farming. So wheat farming is carried out in the region of heavy rain and adequate facilities of irrigation. हैवी रेन जहाँ पे बहुत ज़्यादा बारिश होता है बट इरिगेशन की फैसिलिटी बहुत ही कम है. So in this type of region that wheat farming is carried out, if there is no rainfall or if it is insufficient, more than one crop is taken with the help of irrigation, where paddy, sugarcane, cotton, wheat and vegetables are grown. Okay, so in these types of the region, there are the two in a year, two times that crops are taken. Okay, if there is no rainfall or insufficient rain यानी कि कम रेन होता है, so there is a one crop is taken. Okay, with the help of irrigation, जहाँ पे थोड़ी बहुत इरिगेशन की फैसिलिटीज अवेलेबल है, एडिक्वेट बहुत कम. So wherein the paddy, sugarcane and the cotton, wheats and the vegetables are grown. Okay, this is called the wheat farming. And these types of the crops want more rain, उनको पानी की बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरत है, more water, they consume the more water. Okay, that is why it's need with the help of the irrigation these types of the crops are taken. Number fourth is the शिफ्टिंग जूम एग्रीकल्चर. शिफ्ट, शिफ्ट मीन्स क्या कि एक जगह से दूसरी जगह जाना, एक जगह से दूसरी जगह जाना. So how it is they are shifting from one place to another place, and why they are shifting from one place to another place while they are doing the agricultural activity? Let us see. So here forests are burnt and cleared and farming is carried out there. Okay, in the shifting or the zoom agriculture type, in this method, so the forest are burnt and then they clear the forest region, the area, then after they carried the farming, that farming is called the shifting or the zoom agriculture. The farming take place for 2 or 3 years, और जो फॉरेस्ट को जलाकर जो क्लीन किया गया है in that place, in that field, in 2 3 years that farming is taken. Okay, the farming is carried out 2 or 3 years. When soil fertility is reduced, that area is abandoned and the same method is applied to start farming in other place. When the fertility of that farm where is the 2 or 3 year crops are taken, fertility is reduced, so they abandon the place, यानी कि उस प्लेस को वो छोड़ देते हैं, एंड द सेम मेथड दे अप्लाइड टू स्टार्ट फार्मिंग इन अदर प्लेस. और सेम तरीके से दूसरी जगह पे जाते हैं, वहाँ पे फॉरेस्ट को काटते हैं, दे क्लीन एंड दे बर्न एंड द क्लियर द फॉरेस्ट, देन स्टार्ट अगेन द फार्मिंग. Okay, so this is called the zoom or the shifting farming. So this is called the zoom cultivation, and this is called the zoom cultivation, that cereals or the vegetables are grown in this type of agriculture. Cereals, grains, okay, दाने, अनाज, and the vegetables, साग भाजी, these are grown in this type of agriculture. The production is less in this type of agriculture, और यहाँ पे जो प्रोडक्शन होता है वो बहुत ही कम होता है in the zoom or the shifting agriculture. Number fifth is the plantation agriculture, that plants. Okay, the in the field, in the farm, that plants are planting, and after that plants, with the plant, that farming is carried out. So this is special type of agriculture here. Rubber, it is a one type of the plant tree. Okay, which is mostly found in the Kerala and Malaysia. It is most of the rubber trees are there. Okay, from where that making the tires and all. Okay, tea, coffee, coca, coconut, apple, mango, oranges, grapes, amla, okay, myrobalan, okay, lemon, kharek, khalela, dry dates, etc. are reared with great care. Okay, so in this farming, different types of the plants and the fruits trees are grown here. So like a rubber, tea, coffee, coconut, apple, mango, oranges, grapes, amla, myrobalan. Amla is another name, myrobalan, or the goose apple also it is called. Then the lemon, kharek means date. When the date is the dry, it is called the kharek. Okay, dry date, etc. are reared with the great care. It is necessary that there should be more capital investment, और यहाँ पे इन्वेस्टमेंट, पैसों का रोकान बहुत करना पड़ता है, because we have to grow a different trees. Okay, and there is also we should have to more take care, they need the more care. Okay, skill and the technical knowledge, machines, fertilizers, protection on all side, acquisitions and the transportation facilities. Okay, here need skill labor people, टेक्निकल नॉलेज, यानी कि उनको किस तरह से ग्रो करना है उसका नॉलेज होना ज़रूरी है, मशीन्स टू ग्रो, टू कट, टू seed the fruits from the trees, fertilizers, protection of all on all sides, सब जगह से उनका प्रोटेक्शन होना चाहिए, from the animals, winds, sun protection, these all types of the protection, and the acquisition and the transportation facility. Okay, the acquisition and the transportation means transport that fruit from one place to another place, from the field to the market. That is the more important, because once that fruits are plucked from the trees, okay, they can't store in the farms, उनको उसको जल्दी से ट्रांसपोर्ट करना पड़ता है, और they have to store in the cold storage, otherwise that fruits or the tea, coffee, coca, coconut, whatever, etc., will be dried. And the what is the main importance? So in the coffee and the coca, there is a will be reduced, the humidity and the what is the juice in the present in these fruits, it will be reduced, as just like sugar cane. Okay, if the sugar cane is grown, okay, if the cut sugar cane, then within 24 hours it should be transported to the factory. Otherwise, what is the juice present in the sugar cane and the capacity and the availability of the sugar, it will be reduced. Okay, now the intensive farming. So what is called the intensive farming? So intensive farming is a mechanized way of farming through utilization of increased irrigation. Okay, by the increase the irrigation, this is the mechanized way of farming. यूज़ ऑफ केमिकल फर्टिलाइज़र, और यहाँ पे केमिकल्स होते हैं उसका बहुत ज़्यादा यूज़ होता है. Okay, insecticides and the other mechanical equipments, and also here used many of the different equipments also are used. Cash crops grow more in this type of cash crops. Okay, so the different types of the cash crop which we can sold and we can earn the money easily, these are called the tobacco, different types of the pulses. Okay, oil seed, these all are grown. Okay, the per hectare production has increased very much here, and the area sown under this crop has increased. Okay, in the per hectare the production has increased very much, and the area had and the area sown under these crops has increased. Okay, और इस तरह से जो एग्रीकल्चर प्रोडक्शन किया जाता है उस एरिया को बहुत ही ज़्यादा उसको इंक्रीज किया जाता है. As more importance is given to economic return in this type of farming, it is also known as a commercial farming. Okay, like this farming, there is a more important given to economic return in this type of farming. It is also known as a commercial farming, यानी कि इसमें से बहुत ज़्यादा हम प्रॉफिट कमा सकते हैं. We can earn more money. Okay, it is not just only for the life maintenance. ओके, सिर्फ हमारा जीवन गुजारने के लिए नहीं होता है, इट इज़ फॉर द अर्न प्रॉफिट थ्रू दिस फार्मिंग. दैट इज़ वाई दिस फार्मिंग इज ऑल्सो नोन एज अ कॉमर्शियल फार्मिंग. नाउ द different टाइप्स ऑफ द फार्मिंग मेथड. So the organic farming, sustainable farming, mixed farming, etc. are some of the current method of farming in India. So there are the different types of the farming methods are in India. So there is a organic farming first, Okay, and the which are the two? So the organic farming, sustainable farming, and the mixed farming, which is mixed farming. So these are the different types of the farming available and the farming current methods of farming in India. Let us see first that organic farming. Organic, as we heard, the organics means the plants, crops, pulses which are grown, they are cultivated, they are reared with the care of the organic, all the material. That fertilizer is also the organic, that pesticides are also organic. Okay, here no use of any chemicalized material, no fertilizer, no pesticides. Okay, so the rate at which the chemical fertilizer and the insecticides are used, the destructive effect of this chemical is also felt. जहाँ पे बहुत ज़्यादा chemicals और the insecticide and pesticides का use होता है, there is also we can see destructive effect, means after the some year the fertility of that land is decreased. And also these types of the grains, pulses, and all are also the very dangerous for human being. Okay, for the health, they are not good, they are not hygiene. Okay, so these types of the destructive effect of this chemical is also felt due to the presence of this chemical and insecticides in the grain. Now while well there is a insects are more, there is a spread in the farm, so we sprinkle the insecticides or the pesticide. So what happened, the green grains also observe the chemicals. Okay, while we giving the fertilizers, so that seeds also they observe the chemical of the fertilizer, so that all the chemicals and insecticides are present in the grains. So vegetables and fruit, it has affected adversely the hygiene of the people, and because of this लोगों की जो तंदुरुस्ती है वो बहुत ख़राब हो रही है. And that is the why we can see that many of the cases of the heart attack, blood pressure, diabetes, okay, less immunity, cancer. Why? Because we are consuming these types of the unorganic fruits. That is the reason. Okay, more damage is caused in and to environment, and while the sprinkling that pesticides, so that environment also the polluted, so it is a damage also to the environment. The productive capacity and the fertility of the land has reduced, and because of the using of more and more fertilizers and the insecticides and the pesticides, the fertility and the capacity of the production, it is also reduced due to with the crops productions of the land and its quality were reduced over a long run, और बहुत ज़्यादा टाइम के बाद after 5 6 years the productions and the land quality is also reduced after some long time. Okay, so that is why we should have to follow the organic farming. We have to use only the compost fertilizers, and the pesticides also are made from the dung of the animals and the abstract extract of the neem trees. So now let us see about the organic farming. So the organic farming is that method of farming in which urea or any other chemical fertilizer and insecticides are not used. यानी कि ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग में जो यूरिया फर्टिलाइजर्स है, इंसेक्टिसाइड्स है, पेस्टिसाइड्स है और अदर फर्टिलाइजर डीपी, फॉस्फेट, दे आर नॉट यूज, दे आर नॉट यूज एट ऑल. उसका थोड़ा सा भी उसमें उपयोग नहीं किया जाता है. सो फॉर द न्यूट्रिशन ऑफ द क्रॉप्स डंग, earthworm fertilizer, composite fertilizer, etc. are used for the nutrition and for the fertility of the land and for the nutrition of the crops, the crop dung. Okay, the dung of the animal, earthworm fertilizers, the fertilizer of the earthworm and the composite fertilizers are used. Cow urine and the neem solvent and the buttermilk etc. are used for the production of crops. As a pesticides, the cow urine, गौमूत्र, neem solvent यानी कि नीम के पत्तों का बनाया हुआ रस, solvent, both are mixed, and the buttermilk, these are mixed and they make pesticides. They are sprinkling on the crops, so which are the insects are available on the crops, they die or may they go away. So these are used for the production of the crops. The organic products are full of nutrition. They contain natural taste, sweetness, and the fragrance, और जो organically which crops are grown, so they have the full of nutrition, they contain the natural taste and the sweet and the fragrance also the natural. There are minerals, vitamins and the life energizing elements in this crop, यानी कि जो हमारे जीवन के लिए, हमारे लाइफ के लिए जो जरूरी तत्व है, the protein, vitamins and all are, these all elements are present in these crops. Nowadays organic farm products are more in demand, so the farmer also get a good return. और अभी के टाइम में जो ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग है वो बहुत ही ज़्यादा डिमांड पे है, एंड दैट फार्मर्स ऑल्सो गेट अ गुड रिटर्न, यानी कि उससे फार्मर्स को भी बहुत फ़ायदा हो रहा है. देन sustainable farming. What is the sustainable farming? So in order to see the soil fertility is retained for a longer time, care is taken for crop rotation, use of chemical fertilizer only when necessary, use of biotical control for insect and the harvest water conservation, etc. Okay, so this is sustainable. So in this fertility is retained for a longer time, in order to see that the soil fertility is retained for a long time, यानी कि जो सोइल की फर्टिलिटी है, जो फर्टिलिटी कैपेसिटी है वो लॉन्ग टाइम तक उसमें रहे, एंड दैट इज़ द वाई care is taken for crop rotation. Okay, so one time there is cereals are grown, so next time there is a pulses are grown. So because the pulses, that nitrogen is installed, okay, in the soil, okay, by the pulses. So then again, that what is the important element for the crops cereals, that nitrogen is also available, so there will no need to use the urea. ओके, यूज़ ऑफ केमिकल फर्टिलाइजर ओनली व्हेन नेसेसरी, यानी कि जो केमिकल फर्टिलाइजर है उसका यूज़ तभी करना जब उसकी ज़रूरत होती है, not in the highly quantity this fertilizer are used, and use of biotic control for insect and the harvest water conservation, etc. And also the biotic control of the insect. What is the biotic control of the insect? So cow urine, neem solvent and the buttermilk, these are the biotic control for insect. And the harvest and the water conservation also it's done. Water conservation means पानी को इकट्ठा करके, पानी को जमा करके, पानी को संग्रह करके तो यूज़ करना है. चेक डैम, खेत तलावड़ी, it is called the water conservation. Mixed farming. So here the cattle rearing, poultry, sericulture and the fishery etc. are also carried out simultaneously along with the farming. Means in India that many of the farmers, they are not just only doing the farming, with the farming they are also doing the poultry, cattle rearing, यानी कि buffaloes, cows है उसको भी पालते हैं, they are domesticated the goats and the sheep also, sericulture and the fishery, okay, etc. are carried out simultaneously along with the farming, यानी कि खेती के साथ साथ में वो ये सब भी करते हैं. So what happen, they also can get the other different like poultry, so they can get the eggs and also they can get the chicken. As it is cattle rearing, so they can get the milk from the buffaloes, cows, goats, sheep, and also they can get the wool, hair from the sheep. So this is also they get the another income also through this another occupations. Okay, so this is the also simultaneously along with the farming is done, the cattle rearing, poultry, sericulture and the fishery. Now agricultural product of India. So in India the different types of the agriculture products are carried out, और also in the different seasons, हर seasons में अलग तरह के agriculture products होते हैं. Okay, so as per the seasons the agriculture crops of India can be grouped into three categories. One, kharif crops, second, rabi crops and third is a zed crops. Okay, here these are the classified and divided into the three types, that kharif which is grown in the monsoon, rabi crops which are grown or the carried out in the winter, and the jet crops which are carried out or the grown in the summer. Kharif monsoon, rabi winter, zed summer. Is it clear? Kharif monsoon or winter, zed summer. Okay, keep in mind this. Okay, so the crops which are taken during rainy seasons are called the kharif crops. So from this you can get the answer, the crops which are taken in the monsoon, crops taken in the monsoon are called the kharif. Clear? Now the time of these crops. So what is the monsoon season? We experience in India monsoon season from July to October, June July to October November. यानी कि जून जुलाई अक्टूबर नवंबर हम रेनी सीजन एक्सपीरियंस करते हैं. That is why the time of these crops is from June July to October November. And what types of the productions are carried out in the kharif crops? So the paddy, maize means makai, jowar, millet, cotton, til, groundnut, moong, and muds are the kharif crops. Okay, so this is the first kharif crops. All of you understood this? The kharif crops are carried out in the monsoon season. Okay, next is the rabi crops. So the crops which are taken during winter seasons are called the rabi crops. Is it clear? So the crops which are taken during winter are called the rabi crops, and the time for these crops, okay, here October November. So here October November to March April. October November here done. So after this winter, so the October November to March April, till the March April this crop is taken. And the which types of the crops are grown in the rabi crops? So the wheat, gum, barley, mustard, linseed, etc. are rabi crops. Is it clear? This is the very simple, students. Now Z summer crops. The crops which are carried out in the summer seasons are called the Z crops. Very easy. So the crops which are grown during summer are called the Z crops, and the time for these crops is from March to June. Here March, April. So March to June. यानी कि मार्च से स्टार्ट होगा तो यहाँ पे जून है ना, खरीफ क्रॉप्स का टाइम, दैट इज मार्च टू जून. Is it clear? So the whole year is completely divided into three types of the crops: kharif crops, rabi crops, and the Z crops. And the what types of the crops are carried out in the Z crops? So the paddy, maize, groundnut, till, millet, and fruits like watermelon, cucumber, muskmelon, etc. are Z crops. The fruits also during the summer season. Okay, so here it is a understanding of the different types of the crops which are carried out in the India, and they are grouped into the three categories, that kharif crops, rabi crops, and the Z crops. Is it clear? Okay, now the major agricultural crops. Okay, अब इंडिया में बहुत से ज़्यादा डिफरेंट टाइप्स के crops carried out, and the crops are cultivated. So due to the diversities in the geographical condition, climate, variety of land, and the amount of rainfall, etc., different types of the crops are grown in different parts of India. Okay, here you can see that which types of the crops are carried out in India, which type of the agricultural products of the India. So first is the food grains. Okay, first is the food grains. So in the food grain, the paddy, wheat, jowar, millet, maize, and the barley. Pulses, what are the pulses are there? So tuver, moong, gram, peas, bean, mut, urad, and the lentil. These are the pulses. Now the oil seed, from where we abstract the oil and we use as the edible oil. Okay, and also as a hair oil from the coconut. Now people, some people are also using coconut oil as a edible oil. Okay, the coconut oil भी खाया जाता है, like in the Kerala. Okay, so let us see the which are the oil seeds. So the groundnut, til, soybean, custard, mustard, sunflower, coconut, and the linseed. These are the oil seeds. Now the beverages means which are drinkable. Pay we are using, like a tea, coffee, and the coca. These are the beverages. Okay, and the cash crops means we can earn the money directly. Okay, so the we are getting that cotton, sugar and jute, tobacco, and the rubber. These are the cash crops. Okay, now condiments, okay, which are used for all different types of the spices जो मसालों में यूज़ होता है. सो द कमीन सीड, फेनेल, इसबगुल, coriander, fenugreek, azwine, azmo, black pepper, and the garlic. These are the condiments. Now the fruits. So all of you know the fruits of the India. So which fruits name you know? Write that all. The mango, banana, chiku, papaya, grapes, jujube, apple, and the guava. These are the fruits of India. Then the vegetables. So different types of the vegetables also are carried out in India. So the potato, brinjal, onion, battle gourd, turia, Lady's finger, cabbage, cauliflower, various vegetables are carried out in India. So these are the major agricultural products of India, यानी कि इतनी तरह के crops are products produced in India. These are the major agricultural product of India. Okay, so dear students, so here is the I am going to wind up my class. I hope that all of you understood this all the topics which I taught you about the different types of the farming, different types of the farming methods, and different types of the crops are taken, that kharif crops, rabi crops, and the z crops, and the which are the crops here are the given, that which are the crops are produced product of India, the agricultural product of India. Okay, so you all have to prepare this. You also can be write in the exams too. Okay, when there is ask the questions about the major agricultural production of the India. Okay, bye bye, take care.